and oil per pump. Per pump. Pag abot diri sa second paragraph sa LPG cylinder, di ba ang atong LPG na may suludaan, no? Dili man kita ang nag-refill, ang mga retailers nato diri sa LPG, dawat naman nato nanay sulod. So, ang charges pud ani is 600 sa dealer, retailer 300 per establishment. Sa atong iklaro na per establishment. No? Para ang ato ang mga business owner kaning nag-operate og mga selling in LPG and gasoline station, maklaro nila unsaon nila ang pag-propose sa ilahang mga sugyot. So this is per establishment. Kaning last paragraph provided that a calibration fee kana siya. A calibration fee of outside sa katong quarterly schedule, kinsa maning 500 applicable to dealer and retailer, one amount na lang siya. Sa atong treasurer, please, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Kaning 500 nga ang gimin ani is sa liquid fuel na ni siya, dili na ni siya sa LPG. Kana bitang per pump na ni siya. Kay naamay mo na ni atong nabitay panahon nga kani sila mo request na sila o pa-calibrate sa City Treasurer's Office kay panang dito nakalibrate na namo, gisil na namo. Dahil naman ay panahon nga na mo complain or whatever. Dayon mo na siya nga special na nila nga request mo nang rate mi ani.
So that is a special rate more than the usual 300.
Kay dili manggod na sila ka break sa seal without
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. No more questions.
Okay, it's now clear that the payment of 600 or 300 per calibration. So, dili sa kada o sa LPG. Per calibration, so meaning per establishment. As led by Honorable Silco. Per calibration. Unya, kung ay mag-request of calibration outside the schedule quarterly, for special calibration mo na mo bayad og 500. Okay? So, any other question for clarification? Sir Persing, please.
Point of clarification. The charges that the CTO is proposing to enforce in the future, 600 and 300, will this not be considered sa redundant pag-charge sa DOE sa amo? Sa mga dealer na sa LPG. Kaya nag-charge man sila 4,500, although that is 5 years, kung i-divide na nimo, quarterly, nagbayad yapon nila 225 more or less. Is this not a redundant na charges?
Okay, there's a concern nga. Basically, redundant na ba? Kaya nag-charge, nagbayad sila, let's say, 4,000? So,
4,500.
4,500. Then, every calibration, bayad na po 600. So, can you give also a response to that?
And considering also ang atong pinaka-head nga department, kaya ang DOE, we are under DOE, nag-charge na sila rin, human, na po tayo charge nga kuhan. We don't mind na mag-inspector o calibrate ang atong natay team mag-calibrate. That is good for the good of the consumers, no? For the good of the public safety. So, pero kung mag-charge, di ba ka redundant na kaya nag-charge agad ang DOE sa mo?
Okay, sir. Ang 4,500, I think is payment for another service. Kanina sa calibration na to ensure the safety of our customers and the public. No. So, ang 4,500, you have an idea kung saan 4,500? Nga gibaran sa mga dealers?
License to operate.
A license to operate. So, it's payment for the license to operate, and this 600 is payment for the calibration. So, a different service. So, ang redundancy, kung pareho ra ang service nga imong gibaran, doon ka nagbayad, kutalo. Redundant ang lain nga service, kaya nagbayad ka, nabayad naman mo. So, it might be different sir, because the 4-5 is licensed to operate, and this 600 is the fee for calibration and sealing and other services. So lahi siya nga kuan. Ang ato lang concern ani nga doon na po ilaing charge, no? Aside from the 4-5 na po ilaing charge, but this is necessary to ensure the safety to the public nga walay hoarding, walay undelivery and other purpose of this ordinance. Okay? So any other clarification from anybody? Engineer Mumay, you have the floor.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Clarification lang, Mr. Chair, on the prohibited acts number 3, letter B. When any person possesses, sells, exchange, or barters adulterated liquefied petroleum products, including those from bote-bote, tank vehicles, drums, etc. Are we exempted from this, Mr. Chair? Because when we buy our petroleum para itubil sa ato ang mga equipment, ginadrum na mo. We are in possession of diesel in drums. And so are mga contractor, no, nga ipangbutang nila ang mga diesel in drums kay itubil sa mga equipment on site. So kami po, kita po, nag-drum po ta. Dayon itubil na namo on the equipment on site, especially for the equipment kana sa bukid. So, di possess man gud ang gibutang. Any person who possess. Pero I'm not really sure kung kuan siya. Okay, so basta dili mamaligya. Basta dili lang mamaligya. Ang mora po na ako ang gusto i-clarify, Mr. Chair. Basta dili lang mamaligya.
Thank you, Engineer Mumay. Basin mo ma-violation kay any person who possesses God. Yeah, you are possessing now this gas with in drums, no? This could be a violation. So please clarify Attorney Francis unsay yung real intention of the law.
Mr. Chair, the real intention of this section is grounded in the overarching number 3. Any of these acts constitute illegal trading. The reason why we put when any person possesses is this is to curtail those who simply saying we're not selling these adulterated liquefied. In fact, we use them for our possession. When in fact the reality is they have those because they intend to sell it to the public unregulated. However, as to the concern of Engineer Mumay, mere possession, especially in that capacity, is not considered as violative of this ordinance.
So meaning is the law of intention.
Yes.
If you possesses this drum, yung ka, wala na, di mo ibigay, imo ding ibigay, naka-intention to sell, you are violating the ordinance. Pag wala ka-intention, for illegal purposes, you are not to be violating this ordinance. Okay? It's clarified. Ano po siso?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is also in connection sa kanang ato ang mga violations nga we consider is bote-bote. Okay. Sa ato ang mga kabukiran manggod, Mr. Chair, these are emergency solutions bitaw sa ato ang mga motorista nga layo kaayo, especially during dawn, during kadlawon or gabi na, they could not find. And then kusog kaayo ni mga bote-bote nga mga liquid fuels nga ibaligya sa mga rural areas. And we know from this ordinance nga violation na gyud siya, dili gyud ni allowed. But these actually nakatabang sa ato ang mga balik-balik nga mga drivers, sa ato mga habal-habal drivers, ug tanan nga layo sa syudad. Since we consider this as a violation, kay di man gyud pwede ning mga tingi-tingi or mga botelya-botelya, bote-bote sa mga urban, rural areas, and then warag sa Uzamis pod, Mr. Chair, warag usara man guro ang nag-operate og 24 hours nga gasoline station nara sa tinago man guro. Do we have any measures nga ato ang gina-in place na pwede ba ta makahangyo ka ng mga gasoline stations to have a 24 also operation nga makatabang sa ato mga motorista, especially in the rural areas, kay considering dili na gyud pwede mabaligya o botelya.
Yes, Honorable Session, the intent of the law is to protect the public. Meaning, the gate is good for the gate is number. Ang mayo nga mahimo sa kadaghanan. If it provides inconvenience to some, labi nito palit yung buti-buti na convenience. Pero it may be kung it will not protect the public. Kaya ang atong purpose, the gate is good for gate is number. Kung pipila lang ang wala mabilipit, kaya inconvenient, kaya sa kapalit o buti-buti, kaya wala na ibaligya, kaya bilisyon na, so be it. Kaya atong ipuntahan, di mo kita ka-expect nga ang balaod will be favorable to everybody. The law is the law. It's harsh, but it's the law. The purpose is to protect the general public. The gate is good for this number. It might be inconvenient to others, to some, no? But it will be for the benefit of many, the public. So we chose the benefit of many than the non-benefit of one or two. So that's the point of the law. The law is always not advantageous to everybody. Plus, it's an advantage to few. But it's an advantage to everybody. Sa kadaghanan. So, naaman ng ginim nga butilya, baligya, buti-buti lang. So, sayo na palit. Pero, we never have the assurance na protected ang public. Kaya walay television, basig na hoarding, basig under delivery. So, dito to ensure ang public protection. Which this ordinance wish to provide. Okay? So, Attorney Lau, Honorable Lau, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sa ako ang pagsabot ng Section 10, Prohibited Acts under 3, sa B, when any person possesses, sells, exchange, or barter, this refers to adulterated liquid petroleum products. Am I right, sir? If it's not adulterated, it's okay.
Can you respond to that? Ma'am Juano, if you have any idea?
No, I would like to disagree, sir, because if it is uncalibrated, it is adulterated.
Kung wala na calibrate, adulterated.
Yes, that's the
So-
presumption provided for by law, sir.
So it means they can no longer sell fuel in the bottle.
Prohibited good, attorney.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Honorable Sakendes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to ask the clarification from the proponent of this ordinance under Section 10, number 3. Mr. Chair, gibawal ang pagbaligya sa mga puti-puti ng mga gasolina, Honorable Chair. What about the LPG? Daghang mga sa mga bisag asa ubang matindahan nagbaligya og LPG. Mga sari-sari store owners na maligya sa LPG.
Our city sir might also clarify that. Mampi?
Actually, kanang nagbaligya po sa mga sari-sari store. Consider magud na sila as retailer. Dahil pangayuan din na nato sila license to sell. And license to operate. The same regulation yun.
Ihatagan sila og
Mao na among pangayuon. License to operate.
license to sell.
License to operate.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Ang usually good usay kaning mamaligya sa mga tindahan ngagmay di na maghunaon na ba nga kaya ang baligya na dahil laing nga requirements balaod. Maligya sila ng mga gas na wala sila license to sell. So they are now violating the law. So, bisag gagmay ra, but still, it's a violation of the law. So, muna, is that satisfied na sa akin? Okay na? Any other point of clarification? Engineer Tides, please. You have the floor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Gi-appreciate na ako that solid waste management is included in this ordinance. Kaya there was a time I received a call from a gasoline station operator. Nangutan na siya nako, nag-spill daw ang iyang tangke. Iyang gigather ang oil o ang tubig, ang rainwater nga na iyang gitigom. Iyang gipangutan na, asa man nina mo ilabay? So, iyon ko nga, kamo na stipulated sa ECC nga kabalumot dapat asa na ilabay. So, kami sa Solid Waste and Environment, please check, no AL, Solid Waste and Environment, dili environmental. Igo rami mo monitor sa compliance of the Environmental Compliance Certificate or the CNC nga isubmit nila when they apply for business permit. So kana kabaloon ta si gasoline operator asa niya ilabay tung nag-spill nga oil nga nasagulan og tubig. Kay naana dito sa conditions. And maybe our colleague here from EMB can expound on that. May I have the authority? May you
Yes,
allow
yeah.
our guest from EMB to explain that?
Okay, you may. Okay. You have the floor.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Chair. I am Janica Claire Ferico from the Environmental Monitoring Officer of Ozames City. Okay, as far as the EMB is concerned, from the Memorandum Circular 2014-005, Project Thresholds for Coverage Screening and Categorizations below 20,000 kiloliter, they are required to apply for their certificate of non-coverage. For above 20,000 kiloliters, they are required to apply for their environmental compliance certificate. For the CNC generator set above 15 kVA, they are required to secure a permit to operate because our concern is the underground tank, which includes the air emission, will be also addressed. For both CNC and SCC, for the discharge, we have the wastewater discharge, which is required. For example, we have our domestic waste. Second, we also have the oil and water separator para sa mga effluent, which is ang mga discharge na nasa tuang mga, like the example ni Ma'am kanina. Which also falls under the Clean Water Act of 2004. And we also have the spillage for the proper disposal. In addition to that, both are required katong sa mga ECC and CNC. Like example, we have empty bottles, which are considered as one of the hazardous waste, which falls in RA 6969 or known as Toxic Substance and Hazardous and Nuclear Waste Control Act of 1990. Addition to that, every establishment must separate their empty bottles in a separate storage because hazardous siya. And prior to that, any projects they have to secure an ECC or CNC before establishing the projects and the business permits.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Para masimplify, kaning number 4 nga Prohibited Act, wala ni catch-all provision ba? Catch-all provision nga dito violate sa other environmental laws, no, which required sa tanang mga negosyante, no, bisan ka sa private, we're required to obey environmental laws. So naabot ning number 4, violation of solid waste management ordinances. We have several ordinances sa amin bayan sa to protect the environment, no, tanan api na smoking uban pa, we should not violate those na include ni sa number 4 with a catch-all provision.
Mr. Chairman.
If you have any other doubt, please verify with the SIMO office kung sa mga other laws nga we need to comply sa atong negosyo. In this, you have the floor again.
Thank you, sir. May I just add the word environment after the word waste para ma-cover good ang environment. And naalang ko'y question gamay po din his Section 10, number 2, letter B. A dispensing pump is being used despite it being uncalibrated or broken seal. This constitute under delivery. No? So kung ma-rephrase na nato, when a person uses an uncalibrated, unsealed, or broken seal fuel dispensing pump nga naa na pod sa number 3, it constitutes illegal trading. So unsa man jud? Illegal trading siya or under delivery? So murag nagdubli ang atong pagka-phrase ani, pero ang isa under delivery, then din hinapod sa pikas na himo na pod siyang illegal trading. So ano ba talaga?
I think it's obvious nga kung mag-deliver ka kulang is illegal trading. But it's specified under letter D sa under delivery. But Attorney Francis could qualify further the query of identities. Attorney Francis, please, your report.
The language of the law, going back to Department Circular number DC 2017-11-11, second paragraph of Section 23, the failure of the retail outlet official to have the dispensing pumps calibrated shall constitute under-delivering, notwithstanding the fact that the dispensing pumps are actually not under-delivering. So I think what engineer is trying to say is that how can we say it's under-delivering when in fact it was not calibrated in the first place? And whether or not use of the pump, despite it not being calibrated, does it constitute illegal trading or does it constitute the offense of under-delivery? Either way, the offender will be subject to fines. So the nomenclature of the law is, the nomenclature of the penalty, can mahulog ba siya under Section 2 or under Section 3? We just made it a point that if you use a pump which is uncalibrated, you can either be hit with illegal trading or with under-delivery.
So it's still a violation. Whatever it is a violation subject to the penalty.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
There's no qualification kung naa ka sa illegal trading, mas dako, wala man sa atong laot. Wala, mas pareho ra. Same violation. Identities, please.
So, Mr. Chair, so when I use a dispensing pump that was not calibrated or it has a broken seal, and therefore I am liable for the two offenses?
You would be liable for under-delivery under DOE circular, and then you would also be liable for illegal trading under our ordinances. So it would be too much to say that you would be liable for under-delivery under DOE and under-delivery again for our ordinance. So we made it that way so that you are made liable by the DOE for under-delivery and then made liable by our ordinance for illegal trading.
So I committed only one offense and yet I'm going to answer for two offenses?
Yes po, engineer, because of the double jurisdiction this nature has.
It's somewhat a legal issue. Kaya ang DOE na ibalaod, nakabalit ka for under-delivery. Pero nakabalit ka sa ordinance nga illegal trading. Kaya nag-dispense man ka o kulang ang imong gihatag. Dili man husto ang quantity. So you are now liable under our ordinance. Murag ana ang atong pamahayag. So, okay na engineers na satisfied, engineer? Okay na? So, any other clarification? Honorable Sunny Maminal, please. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Direct to the point, Mr. Chair. If may tabo ang pag-increase, of course, apektahan ang atong mga consumers. So what needs to be done? Do we have any other options for the betterment of the people? Thank you.
What's the query? Please clarify.
Kung may tabo ang pag-increase, of course, reklamo mo gini mga konsumante na to. So, naiuban, mingon nga, barato man sa iligan, mahal-mahal din sa toa. So, do we have any other options nga for the betterment of Samistan?
We stick to the law.
Okay.
To answer, we stick to the law. Kung nakabili sa ordinance, you have penalties. Kung nakabili sa DOE nga circular, you will be penalized. Kung wala kay violation, you have no violation. So, isa to our ordinance. No? Kung na-increase nga giingon, inya wala kay violation, you have nothing to fear. Pero yung kay violation sa ordinance, then you will come to be answerable to the public in your violation of the ordinance. Okay? Okay? Is that clarified? Mr. Chairperson?
Ako lang hangyo ba? If possible, atong charge for the inspection and calibration for the dealer, ipareho na lang sa 300 sa retailer. Kaya kung from dealer na 600, ang retailer charge pag 300, that's already 900. Plus we are paying the license to operate. So if we pass on to the consumers, bugatan ng consumer. So, I mean, from the dealer to the 300, pass on sa 300 na lang kaysa 600. Kung pwede, ma-reduce na to. Then I have other questions.
Sir President, your request is duly recorded and noted. We'll deliberate that during our plenary. Kung kanay mong hangyo nga ang dealer ipareha sa retailer nga 300.
Yes,
So, we will try to study that. If better, na kay proposal, imong isite ang reasons, justifications para mag-consider po sa atong members sa committees. Thank you, sir. Another concern, sir, please.
In the definition of terms ba, na may gibutang din number 4, letter.
What section, sir? Section?
Definition of terms. Na may digital weighing scale. I wonder kung we are serious about the digital weighing scale kay even sa DOE, wa man sila mag-require ng digital weighing scale. Labi pa ng mga timbangan na ba nga 20 kilograms. Yung na, di man digital ang payo. Then, in fact, kami, as the dealer, and even the retailer, naman may timbangan diya sa among tindahan, which we will use, which every year, kinanglan na mo ipakalibrate din sa City Treasurer's Office. Would that suffice nga dili lang digital atong gamiton?
So this now under the concept, the definition of terms lang. Is there any provision that will reflect this digital weighing scale, Atty. Francis? Na may provision sa balaod nga na involved ng digital weighing scale?
Mr. Chair, the digital weighing scale in the ordinance refers to the scale that the City Treasurer's Office will keep. So this is actually our digital weighing scale, not of the dealer or the retailer. The reason why this is a digital weighing scale as well as the calibration bucket is this needs to be periodically calibrated by the Department of Science and Technology. We do not do the calibrations of our own. They have to ensure, the UST will ensure nga ang kanang timbangan nga atong gina-offer for their calibration is up to standard. So actually, as to the concern of Consuaminal earlier, if this ordinance will, if pasar ba ning ordinansa, may tabo ba nga na mag-increase ang price, and if so, unsa may mahimo nato to alleviate that to the end consumer. Mr. Chair, honestly, the ordinance that we proposed was patterned of the Department of Energy circulars and that of our neighboring city, Oroqueta. Now, Oroqueta charges 500 pesos and then 300 pesos dealer and retailer. Now, Oroqueta being a fourth-class city, they actually requested na since you are a class higher than us, increasean ninyo gamay so that dili ta red flag. As well as same gihapon sa fee for every pump. So, higher lang taog 50 pesos sa Oroqueta City. The reason for that is we computed the cost because ang calibration sa atong calibrating bucket mag-expire. Kinahanglan ni siya periodically ipa-calibrate sa Department of Science and Technology. And muadto pa og Cagayan, maghulat pa nga na ay proper authority nga i-calibrate ang atong bucket before siya mobalik dere. The time it takes to calibrate as well has been computed into the cost. If I remember correctly, na ato'y dry run aning calibration nga tabo sa city. And pila lang to ka-pump ang gi-measure, dugay kaayo because in the calibrating bucket, ikatulo i-mark og 10 liters. I-average dayon siya if it constitutes under delivery or not. 30 liters in one bucket because isa lang ka bucket ang nasa to karon.
Okay, to summarize, on the first concern, nga kaning digital weighing scale, naanin sa City Research Office, no, ang DOE na may nag-calibrate to ensure nga ang atong gamit in accordance with the standard. So naanin siya sa atong City Research Office ang digital weighing scale nga ginagamit sa atong LGU. So kaning scale gi-calibrate na po sa DOE to ensure it's standard nga sakto gid in order.
So, ang atong team kita mag-inspection, they will be using a digital weighing scale. Whereas on the part of the dealer and retailer, pwede ra tong regular. Okay. So, mao man po yung
LGU rin, LGU.
among for the LGU lang. Kay mao man po we showed that to the DOE ang among the picture na it was calibrated in January. Mao nang natagaan po may license to operate.
Yes, sir.
Then, how
on
about
time out, sir. On the second concern, nga, katong charge nga 600, kini nga, gihimo nga charge sa atong proposer, nga, sa DOE niya nga guidance. Sa Orkita gani, it's lower by 50 because Orkita is lower class than San City. Ato ang igis lang gamay lang 50 pesos para to coincide, to complement the class of the city nga mas taas sa Orkita nga level, sir. So muna ay murag ang atong gamang explanation. So another concern, sir.
yes, sir, ma'am, nakakita na mo sa seal sa mga LPG? Have you seen already? Actual gyud?
What, sir, sir? What?
When you talk about seal, sige taguno na kanang say tawag na metal, something like that, metal gikan sa kumpanya. Whereas sa LPG dili na seal. Ang amo dia seal plastic. Katong sa
Plastic?
valve suksukan na siya from the plant nga depende sa color na orange, na blue siguro depende sa color sa company. Pero it's not a seal after all atong yun na nga metal nga silyo, just like the seal sa atong timbangan na atong ipakalibrate nato dinhi sa kuan. At this time pa nagpaklaro na ta basin nga paabot dito. Di ninyo i-honor ang gikan sa kumpanya nga plastic seal ra man ang ilang kuan. Once broken, dili na siya pud mabalik.
Okay. Do you need to clarify that,
Yes.
Mampe, about the sealing?
For clarification lang, sir, no, kanang actually sa LPG, dili ta mag-seal, timbangon lang yun na siya tagsa-tagsa. Ana ra siya, kung sakto ba ang way. Ana raman, tanaw ng pila ang empty o pila po tong naay sulod. Ana raman, kung sakto ba yun ang kanang required timbang yun nga gipangayo sa DOE.
Gamo ma'am, when we go to the plant, magdala mig timbangan daan. Timbangon na mo ang among mga tangke na dawat kay it is based on experiences po na naagi na mo pagdala sa customer, di nila tanawon, dili na mo patimbangon, patanawon, then later on they come back na kay nahurot ko no. Why dali ra kay mahurot? Pero that is after 15 days nahurot na. Siyempre, depende sa gamit, no? So, every time na magawas ang among tangke, amo ginang timbangon. Nga, sakto nga 11 kilograms net. Although, may tolerance na, ma'am, no? May tolerance. So, let's go to
Okay,
section 5, sir.
Another concern, sir? Please proceed. Please proceed. Unsa lang concern mo? I hope that issue on the sealing and the weighing is clarified. So, another concern, what na? Honorable Ciso, please.